Bleach Brave Souls is about to celebrate its 10th anniversary, and with that, starting tomorrow afternoon, we are going to get a new login bonus that if you log in every single day, you do get a power special move source, but starting tomorrow, or maybe the next day on the 23rd, mainly within the next 40 hours, we are going to see our first sign of the upcoming 10th anniversary with a teaser trailer hinting at who the anniversary characters will be. So with that, and to build up anticipation, we are going to be reacting to all past anniversary trailers starting from the 3rd anniversary all the way to the 9th anniversary. We did something similar to this 2 years ago, and I want to do it again, mostly just to recap the last couple of so anniversary trailers, especially if you are going into this anniversary as your first anniversary. What should you be expecting going into this teaser trailer in terms of what to look out for? So with that, let's rewind time and look at the 3rd anniversary. This is what kickstarted it all. Was a really cool trailer to wake up to because, keep in mind, despite this being the 3rd anniversary, you know, anniversary characters only started during the 2nd anniversary. And with that, they never teased the character beforehand, they just revealed it during the live stream. So it took 3 years for KLab to start this trend that has now been a staple since the 3rd anniversary. And this one, again, because it hadn't happened before, it kind of came out of nowhere. So when you woke up around the 20th of June, back in like 2018, 17, this just slaps you with it, and it's like, damn, this is going to be crazy. And at the time, the first initial trailer, the hint there was the green flames. And a lot of people at the time called it out that maybe this was going to be Aaroniero. And then maybe a few weeks later, we got an additional trailer, which is super exciting. I think it kind of spoiled the fact that it was Aaroniero, but I don't think there was much of a guessing game this time around, you know? It was more so flaunting the upcoming anniversary character, letting everyone know something big is happening. And I want to go back and actually rewatch that. So I guess in a way, this trailer can be seen as, you know, the very first trailer you're going to get during any other anniversary. It's announcing the anniversary is coming up, and again, it's teasing the character, while also giving us a quick glimpse at the upcoming anniversary theme song, which also again started during the 3rd anniversary. The title, Brave Souls Battle Enters a New Dimension, was super exciting because, for the most part, this was the first original Brave Souls unit. 2nd anniversary Ichigo, it was an original character, but at the same time, they kept the design quite tame, and it also resembles a moment in the anime. This, though, was KLab's full send into an original designed character, that being Aaroniero, and it also kickstarted a trend of Beyond Resurrections, which were all absolutely amazing. And it all started with this character here, and I kind of like the idea that, you know, they didn't outright spoil it. We can kind of see it here, to be fair, we can see the design, but it's enough to keep us engaged and wanting to see more. And I can't remember the exact time this trailer was posted, but it was posted near the actual reveal. Now, this one is only available in Japanese. I can't find the English version with good quality. For some reason, with a lot of anniversary trailers, they just removed them from YouTube after a while. So unless you saved them at the exact time, it's hard to get a copy in English in full HD. But this was the reveal of 3rd anniversary Aaroniero. Now, unfortunately, it did get leaked beforehand. I remember not watching it until the Bankai Live. But I do remember this was shown like a day or two prior to the Bankai Live. Now, one of my favorite things about original design characters, more so the way they present the characters in the trailer, I always love when they show past characters. So in this case, we see Aaroniero here, but they showcase the past characters. It's kind of sweet seeing stuff like that. But this trailer was so crazy. I don't think many trailers can match the hype of this because it was the first time they ever did it, you know. We didn't know what to expect, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Even if we did get some exciting stuff along the way, even if some people would say certain anniversaries are more exciting, I would probably say 6th anniversary is the most hype anniversary to date, at least if you only count part 1. And of course, that was exciting in its own ways, but like, you just didn't ever get this before, so it was the first time experiencing it. It was absolutely insane. And again, let's just rewind there. I love this part the most. It really felt like he was, and I think that was like the idea of the special move animation. It felt like Aaroniero was coming from another world into the Brave Souls universe and just letting off an absolutely crazy attack. Super cool special. And in the art, still to this day, some of the best in the entire game. I think for a lot of anniversary characters, one of the main things that, make the artwork look better is the background. This background makes the art look so much better. So much better. And for the most part, that was our first ever anniversary that kickstarted this trend of us getting teaser trailers, countdowns, build up to try and guess who the characters were. So going into the 4th anniversary, we were expecting something very similar. And this is what we got. Now, this one was showcasing past anniversary characters. They also threw in New Year's Ichigo, because he's technically the same. And in this here, I think 4th anniversary trailer is one of the better examples of what to potentially expect if Caleb go down a certain route. So many upcoming anniversary trailers that we are about to see today are very similar to this, where it announces the anniversary, they showcase past anniversary characters, and then they give us one hint. That's either a title, or in this case, a description of the two characters. This was also quite noteworthy, the first anniversary to feature two characters, and most people were quite correct in their assumptions. So we had Absolute Victory and Complete Silence, and the second character was Furious Power and Emotion. During this time, I think everyone guessed that Absolute Victory and Complete Silence was Mugetsu Ichigo, Dangai Ichigo. And they ended up being correct. It was that. Since this one was so obviously Mugetsu Ichigo, the assumption is that the second character would be Monster Aizen, or at least the Aizen that fights against Dangai Ichigo. Because no one had ever expected two characters to be in a banner that's the same character. It was Mugetsu and also Full Hollow Ichigo. In hindsight, obviously this makes sense. Furious Power and Emotion completely describes Full Hollow Ichigo. But I don't think anyone at this point in time ever expected two anniversary Ichigos. Now, this is also the first canon anniversary that we do see in a few minutes when they present the characters. I think the reveal was quite cool. And what I love most about this trailer in particular, it's the iconic line from Ichigo talking about breaking fate. It's such a cool moment in the manga. Unfortunately, the anime kind of included it in like a filler episode. But I thought this was really cool, having him say this leading up to the reveal. And again, another example of showing past characters. Shatter Fate. The song builds up, the screen cracks. So sick. So sick. This is what I mean when I say I don't mind canon anniversaries, because they can be very exciting. There's a lot of hostility towards canon anniversaries, but this was so cool. And I think it was around this point in time as well, post 4th anniversary, where special animations just took it to a new level that we've been riding ever since then. Because these special animations, even to this day, are still some of the best in the entire game. The modeling got better, the artwork got better, and the animations got better too. And that was a cool way to finish up the 4th anniversary trailer. Just these two characters, I love this piece of art. And while a lot of us did want an anniversary Aizen, we wanted a Monster Aizen to go with Dangai or Mugetsu Ichigo, right? I think a lot of us were fine with it because Full Hollow and Mugetsu are such cool forms of the character. No one could really complain for the most part. At least I hope so. But also, what was really cool about Mugetsu in particular was the fact that it was a playable Mugetsu Ichigo. Nothing about this character is Dangai Ichigo, right? It's just straight up, you're in Mugetsu and you play as Mugetsu, which is also really cool and only ever done in Brave Souls. That then takes us to the 5th anniversary. So this one is probably the most cryptic anniversary yet. Some members in the committee managed to find out who the characters were. Like this one, when we get our trailer tomorrow or the next day after, your reaction is likely going to be, that's it. That's always my reaction when watching these trailers. That's it. Really? Is that all we get? And this was pretty much like the most that's it trailer of all time, because all we get here is a really cool effect, 5th anniversary. It showcased the past anniversary characters, and then we just get black and white. We just get black and white. A lot of people at the time maybe thought this would be a Grimmjow. Ichigo isn't always a good guess because he likely is an anniversary character, whether that's part 1, part 2, or the prelude. But the main thing that we were seeing here in terms of the hint at who the upcoming characters could be was the black and white clashing with each other, resembling the fight with Ichigo and Byakuya on Sokyuku Hill. Maybe at the same time, though, this trailer was a bit too cryptic, and that's why it's one of the few anniversary trailers to get an additional trailer, which is what we get here. So, this one pretty much gave it away. Also, to be fair, just to throw it out, a lot of people thought this black hole meant something like a Hogukyu. Every year at this point, we were claiming for an anniversary Aizen, until it finally happens. But we get this clash. A warrior needs strength, pride, You hear Pride, you instantly think Byakuya, and then we also saw the two blades come together. So this was a trailer that I normally say isn't needed. I like going into a Bankai Live, a review of the anniversary characters, without knowing for certain who the characters actually are. It's some of the most fun you can have in Brave Souls as a community member, coming together, trying to speculate who the anniversary character could be, and then seeing the reveal together on the live stream. So something like this, it's like, I don't like it when they make it too obvious. I don't like it when they make it too obvious. And this trailer pretty much confirmed Byakuya versus Ichigo. Now, in a way, and I'm not sure K-Lab, thought about this, it worked in their favor because it added some disappointment, surprisingly. At the time, the previous anniversary being Full Hollow Ichigo and Mugetsu, the expectation going into this anniversary was that it was going to be more canon characters. Even though we're celebrating 5 years, there hadn't been an example of what to expect with anniversaries. So when the reveal finally happened, you get introduced to something like this. We were always expecting a new Bankai Ichigo, and also maybe a Mask Ichigo using whites, and also Byakuya's Bankai. It was a bit disappointing because we just recently received a Shikai into Bankai Ichigo. But you know what? We were still going to be excited for it. It's an anniversary. It's a good time to be excited. And then out of nowhere, to everyone's surprise, no one expected it. We get met with an absolute bombshell. Original characters are back. And this was absolutely insane. So like I said, normally I don't like when they make it too obvious, but I think in this case, going in with the expectation that it was going to be canon made this reveal all the better. And the design for 5th anniversary Ichigo is a classic. It's a mixture of his Fullbring armor, the black Mugetsu hair, which is something I would love to see in a future like Ichigo seasonal unit or something. It's always cool when Ichigo has long hair in my opinion. His Zanbuk toe here, if you can kind of make out, resembled White from Thousand Year Blood War. There was a lot of really cool designs that was thrown into this character. And I'm excited for his remake, his renewed version that will likely happen next year. And then we also got one of the coolest looking characters in the game who recently just got a renewed version, 5th anniversary Byakuya. Loved this design and also kickstarted the Beyond Bankai. Similar to how Okura kickstarted the Cornfield collaboration with Beyond Resurrection, this character kickstarted the Safui Beyond Bankai collaboration. I mean, it didn't get announced, or we didn't get those characters for like another year or two, but this character is grouped in with the other characters, and the official title, because Beyond Bankai is kind of a made-up term from the community, the official title is a soul reaching new heights, and that's what they call the Safui Beyond Bankai characters as well. But yeah, man, super exciting time. Again, Soul Bombs were absolutely amazing for its time. Really cool, unique designs. Super exciting. Super exciting. And also, what I would love to see during the 10th anniversary is that the 5th anniversary thus far is the only anniversary to be given like a unique theme song. I mean, every anniversary gets a theme song, but this had an actual song, which I thought was really cool and made this anniversary feel a tad bit more special. Now, obviously, an Ichigo and Byakuya anniversary character was exciting, but the streets were craving for an item. So going into this trailer, you're getting endlessly deepening. It's giving off some sinister vibes. It's giving off a villain vibe. I have no idea what instrument is being played in the background, but it definitely didn't scream a happy-go-lucky character, you know? And it ends with 6. This was probably one of the most exciting times to be a Brave Souls player. Because again, 2nd anniversary, 3rd anniversary, 4th, 5th. Every year we claimed and wanted an anniversary Aizen. And right now, for the 6th anniversary, the chances were never looking better. Now, 6th anniversary, I think many people share the same opinion, is going to go down as one of the best moments in, I'm going to say, any gacha game. This reveal was absolutely insane, because we waited for it. If we'd gotten this 4 years ago, it wouldn't have been as special. We waited for this. The theme song, unmatched, and the way they reveal it is so sick. The drop, without fear. Nah, take me back. Take me back. Let me experience it again. And when we got a renewed version, that's also really cool as well. But like, it's the first time this ever happened, so you just don't get that again, you know? And this is why I don't dislike, we'll get to that moment in a minute, 9th and 8th anniversary going back to canon. I know there's a big one for original characters, and we might find that out tomorrow or the next day if we are guessing that. And I think when you have to wait longer for something, it becomes significantly more exciting when you get it. So wasting 5 years, 6 years for an anniversary Aizen made the reveal all the better. All the better. And I feel like we're going to experience that if we do get original characters this year or next year or the year after, who knows. But I think this reveal, the way they revealed it was like the best way to go about it. Showing Final Fusion Aizen that then shapes into this form that you've never seen before. The Hogoku in the middle kind of gives off a Soul King vibe with his arms detached. It's just such a good design. And I think the song makes it better. The special move animation is one of the best in the entire game. Man. I transcend everything. There hasn't been a better quote since then. And again, once more, what I love about past anniversaries. Whenever someone gets a new original anniversary character, they showcase the past characters. We're seeing all the past items here. Captain, the first fusion, second, third fusion, all combined into the final boss of BVS, 6th anniversary Aizen. That then takes us into the 7th anniversary. Now, this one I think is probably my favorite teaser trailer, because there was a lot of excitement for this. So we get off the Rain vibes. So we're starting off again highlighting past anniversary characters, and it's also the last time we actually highlight past anniversary characters, which I think is the shame. Maybe we can get that again this year. The Rain, the red and blue, resounding pride. So this is another example very similar to the 6th anniversary. It gives us a title, and that title is the theme for that anniversary. 6th anniversary was endlessly deepening. 7th is resounding pride. And the teaser here really just is resounding pride. At the time, it could go either way. Everyone was certain that we were going to be getting an Ichigo, and the second character was either going to be Uryu or Rukia. And obviously, in the end, it ended up being Uryu. Now, I have a hot take for this anniversary. I really like it, and I'll be honest, I really wasn't open for the fact that we were getting an anniversary Uryu. I think in the end, he was actually a really cool character, and I don't dislike it, but I feel like we should have gotten a Ginjo anniversary character. This anniversary, because it's the last anniversary before we move into 1000 Year Blood War, I really feel like should have been Ichigo vs Ginjo, because I think at this point, every villain has gotten a really cool and original character. Okura was the 3rd anniversary, Byaku was the 5th anniversary, Aizen was the 6th anniversary. We never got an anniversary Ginjo. Now, I know Ginjo's not the most popular character, but I feel like it would have been really cool. It would have been really cool. We kind of missed the opportunity to do so, because now we're in 1000 Year Blood War. Now, one thing that's also worth noting too, because last year, with 6th anniversary Aizen, technically it was a 2-character anniversary. We also did get Art Book Ichigo released a week earlier, with the release of the art book itself. But technically, by name, there was only one anniversary character this year. So going into the 7th anniversary, you know, the question was also, is it Uryu or Rukia? There was also a question, is it 1 or 2 characters? How many characters are going to be in this anniversary? And after this anniversary, it pretty much solidified that every year we're going to get 2 characters, no matter what. Even though 6th anniversary was 1 character, there was also still a technical 2nd character. Now, I'm a massive fan of the 6th anniversary OST, but this one too, the build-up to it is so good, and the drop is also like one of the best songs in this entire game. Out of nowhere, Quincy Ichigo, really cool design. I think the reveal itself is super exciting, and then we instantly get thrown into an Uryu. And again, that's the good part with original design characters, is that if you don't like the character that much, you know, when you're leading up to the anniversary, I wasn't sold on an anniversary Uryu. However, when I saw it, I was like, hold on, this character is kind of cool. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And the character itself was really good too. So this one is kind of like the 2 best friends. They're not really fighting each other. There's not really a story going on with these two. It's just some really cool forms. Well, the story is that they both take each other's powers. I think that was it. Ichigo got his Quincy powers amplified or something, and then Uryu got some cyber powers? Something like that. I'm not too sure. But this is also... Uryu's got a really cool sword. A flash of clarity. And again, once more, highlighting the past characters. It's so cool when they do that. I'm really hoping for the 10th anniversary, if we do get original characters, it does that again. It does that again. Also, I do want to claim, I was quite happy with my prediction. Although originally I thought it was Rukia and Ichigo. I knew with the way the trailer was set up in the teaser trailer that it started off slow and eventually it would reveal, because the big motif with this anniversary was rain. Eventually the skies will clear. My original thought process was that Rukia, you know, gives Ichigo his powers in the TLA arc, and that's when it stopped raining. I really thought that was like the idea they were going with. And I was kind of right, but I was also kind of wrong too, because it was Ichigo and Uryu, which again, I'm kind of down for. I'm kind of down for. Now, going into the 8th anniversary, this is where we have the canon anniversaries, more so focused on 1000 Year Blood War. So, with this in mind, when it comes to the trailer tomorrow, or the day after, or whenever it gets revealed, the teaser trailer, what you want to look out for is the context, because previously, the past trailers would highlight past anniversary characters. They would give us a theme, resounding pride, endlessly deepening. If we get something like that, it likely means this character, upcoming, is going to be original forms. If we get something clearly based on Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood War, it's going to be a canon anniversary. So in this case, for this anniversary, it's showing the 1000 Year Blood War logo, the new Brave Souls logo. We are on top of some building, it's raining, it's clearly dark outside, and there's a battle going on. So at the time, which, by the way, very short trailer. Like, these trailers have gotten significantly shorter, but the context is more so the setting. The setting is the context. There's a fight going on top of a building. It's raining. It's obviously going to be everything but the rain. And that was the guess. My guess at the time was Ishin and also White. Maybe some original form characters. Because we saw previously, you know, Ichigo and Byakuya, it was clearly setting up a canon fight between those two, and the real ended up being original characters. So even if we do get something similar, it's most likely going to be canon characters if it is, you know, showing a core 3 battle. But there's always the potential fake out chance. But one of the things here that we do see is that this fight was not hinting at Ishin and White, it was more so hinting at White. And then we get the 2 slashes. Now, at first glance, you instantly think true Shikai Ichigo, right? It makes sense. It's 2 slashes, they're yellow. It literally resembles, you know, true Shikai Ichigo. At the same time, though, most of the Gettouga Jujutsu, it's the way the blades come in, the slashes. It kind of looks like they were going around each other, or maybe they were clashing against each other. So there was some theory that maybe it wouldn't be true Shikai Ichigo. But no, it ended up being true Shikai Ichigo. And this is the trailer. The trailer itself starts off super crazy. I still think, and I'm not a big like metal fan or whatever type of genre the song is, I think it's really cool. It just, you get thrown straight into it. It's like my reaction when I watched this, I was like, yo, huh? You see fire, you see the Quinty shot, it's like, okay, they're clearly showing everything with the rain. The theme song is so good. The source of black and white. And we get the reveal of White. First time playable in the game. And in a way, an original soul bomb. Really cool stuff. Super exciting character in my opinion. It's an unconventional character choice, I will be honest. But I really like it. Especially with the theming of this anniversary. I think they'll show it in a second. This reveal was cool. The build up to it is like, yo, where are we going? And then you see this. You know, I'm thinking Ishin. And it was true Shikai Ichigo. But not just true Shikai Ichigo. The blade is me. The might of the inseparable. Iconic panel. And in a way, you know, this is a canon character, but it's also original. We never see this character do this. So, this might be my favorite anniversary in terms of canon characters. I really feel like it was a good choice. I think celebrating an anniversary, in a way, this was the return of 1000 Year Blood War. We hadn't gotten Blood War characters for like a year or two before this. And this was the kickstart of, you know, Blood War being back and basically getting it every other month at this point. While there was some disappointment of it being a canon anniversary, I feel like celebrating an anniversary, a return of Blood War with the Blade is me, is a really smart choice in my opinion. And I feel like such a big moment for Ichigo as the character in the story of Bleach deserves to be an anniversary. So I'm a massive fan of this anniversary in all honesty. And the theming for this particular anniversary was the origin of Blade. So, you know, if you're going to focus on Ichigo getting his new powers, it does also make sense to throw in White, because in a way, that is how Ichigo got his powers. White is the origin, with the context of everything but the rain. So going into the 9th anniversary, our last year's trailer. Again, once more, clear setting here. Season 2 of 1000 Year Blood War. So we get something similar for tomorrow or the day after. It's going to be canon, core 3. Now this one, I think my problem with the 9th anniversary, you know, looking back, and even then, I think I remember in my original reaction, I think it was too obvious. I think it was too obvious. Every year prior, you always narrow it down to like 4 characters max. You always narrow it down. Like, we don't ever go into an anniversary not expecting something. We always know what we're going to get, because it can only be so many things. We're not going to get an anniversary Isane, right? So going into the 9th anniversary, you know, the context here was that there's a battle in Season 2, under the red skies. But in this part here, showcasing the floor breaking apart, a key moment in the fight with Kenpachi and also Gremmy. Plus, we also do get a list of names of characters that can be that year's anniversary unit once the Guess Who campaign gets announced alongside with the trailer. There wasn't that many names, and in terms of like a battle going on, the only 2 characters that actually fought that were on the list of names was Kenpachi and Gremmy. I feel like that was the biggest problem with this anniversary teaser trailer, is that it made it too obvious, to the point that I and many others started questioning, is it really that? With these trailers, you kind of have to take it at face value. Don't think too much about it. Don't look too deep into it, because usually you end up coming with some random stuff, right? But that, in a way, is the fun of it. But like, with the slashes going up and down, people were expecting maybe Shinji. Then we had explosions. People thought maybe Bambietta. Maybe we're going to get multiple characters here. That was the assumption going into the 9th anniversary, but most people were pretty certain on Kenpachi. Gremmy, though, even though it makes sense, no one expected it. Now, I really like this trailer, and I'm a bit indifferent on it. Because it's, you know, compared to the past anniversaries, it's like, it doesn't live up to the hype, you know? But at the same time, in the context of us just getting canon stuff, the strongest versus the strongest as a theme for the anniversary, the strongest Soriba, that is the Kenpachi, and the strongest Quincy, that's what Gremmy calls himself, is really cool. Like, this is a really cool theme. I love this, and I love 1000 Year Blood War. I like it when canon characters get really good units, and both Kenpachi and Gremmy got really good units because they were chosen for the anniversary. So I don't dislike canon anniversaries, is what I'm trying to say. I love me some original characters, but at the same time, one of my favorite characters or an important fight of 1000 Year Blood War, or one of my favorite fights from 1000 Year Blood War getting the anniversary treatment is really cool to see. It is really cool to see, and one of the best parts about this was the animations. Like, these were absolutely crazy. Such a good soul bomb. And then Kenpachi, man, I love this Kenpachi. I love this character. And it was also like our first Kenpachi in like over 2.5 years, so he kind of deserved it. This part I'm not a fan of, just screenshots of the anime. I think the 8th anniversary incorporated the screenshots a lot better. Like, again, this part was really cool. The blade kind of like, in a way, you know, going back to the 8th anniversary, now that I think about it, this could be a potential metaphor for Ichigo's powers, like growing over time. And again, I love the way they incorporated the anime screenshots on the fragments, you know. It made it look so much better. With the 9th anime, the just screenshots here at the end, you know, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. And, you know, one of the things, too, about this anniversary is that it could have been another canon fight. I think a lot of people would have been maybe more excited for Rukia and also Esno. But I think out of Season 2, I don't know, I feel like if you were going to do canon characters for Season 2, it probably would be this fight. It probably would be this fight, because this is an episode where both characters are going back at each other. They both showcased a lot of different abilities, more so Gremmy. With Rukia and Esno, they kind of just talk and showcase one ability each that, you know, I feel like it probably was the best play for this. But whether I'm fine with the 9th anniversary really comes down to what happens tomorrow or the next day with the trailer. Because I feel like, again, like I was saying with 6th anniversary Aizen, right, it's that this was so more exciting because we had to wait for it. If we got it in year 2, it wouldn't have been exciting. It wouldn't have been as iconic, right? It would have obviously still been cool and very exciting, but the wait is what made it worth it. And thus far, I know there's a lot of people that want to get original characters, especially after 2 years of canon stuff. And that's why I feel like if the 10th anniversary, a massive milestone for Brave Stars or any gacha game, if it does end up being originals, then that's going to be obviously significantly more exciting because we had to wait like 3 years for it. So yeah, with that said, that's basically 9 years of Brave Stars, most so gone from the 3rd to the 9th anniversary. It's always an exciting time when we get an anniversary trailer. It's always fun guessing as a community who the characters could be. Whether it's original characters or canon characters, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting time and an exciting reveal. I'm expecting nothing but the best for a massive milestone that is the 10th anniversary. So come back to the channel in less than 24 hours, in less than 48 hours, where we do get our upcoming 10th anniversary teaser trailer. Again, it could be tomorrow morning, it could be the next morning, but we're definitely going to be getting it soon, and I hope to see you lads there. When I said hope you guys enjoyed the video, I said lads next time, take care, and peace.